Cassie Deputy here at DeputyTribe.com. Today I have
Alicia, Ava,
Deputy, my oldest two girls, and we are going to be reviewing for you
Hamelin Stoop books.
This is by 12 Gates Publishing, written by Robert B. Sloan. It is a 2-book series that we are going to be reviewing for you today. So we'll be right back and we will tell you about these books. Welcome back to DeputyTribe.com. Today we are going to talk about the Hamelin Stoop series by Robert B. Sloan, put on by 12 Gates Publishing. Now, these books were written to attempt to bridge the gap between young adult fiction and adult fiction, kind of that age range between 8 to 16, and to give some good fantasy books that are not filled with too much material that a parent wouldn't want their kids to be reading. So they're clean, they are intense, they are action-filled, they do have certain topics that are a bit intense, but they're in no way that we found inappropriate. They don't have bad language in them, they don't have any sexual content, nothing like that. They, like I said, they do have some intense language that describe topics such as death and torture and things like that. So, with that being said, I think what we're going to do is I'm going to have Alicia here talk about the first book, which is entitled The Eagle, the Cave, and the Footbridge. And I'm going to have Ahava here talk about the second book, which is entitled
The Last Princess and the Jewel of Periluna.
Right. So the last thing I want to mention is these are the first 2 books in a potential 6 to 7 book series. So with that, I will let Alicia give a short story about what you can expect to read in this book. Go ahead.
So it starts out with Johnny and Simon. Johnny is from a different world called Ventures. And they had a boy that they left at a children's home, which is kind of like an orphanage. So the trackers are from Ventures, and they're coming to try to get the baby for Rendell's dad's plan. His name is Kimira. So when Hamelin was 8 years old, his friend forgot his birthday because Mrs. Rendell, who found him on the porch when he was
on the stoop
when he was a baby, wasn't there to remind them all because she loved to tell the story of when she found him. And so he ran away and found the cave where he met the eagle, which can talk and is huge.
Okay.
And they went into the cave and they came to a footbridge which Hamelin could not cross. And so the eagle took him back. And Hamelin went back to the children's home and stayed there for another 3 and a half years. And did not return to the cave until 3.5 years later, he decided to go back. And the eagle stopped him. He had to save him from a huge mountain lion, or whatever that thing was. And he told him not to come back unless he was summoned, if he even got summoned. And so
so there was a lot of prophecies about Hamelin that he was discovering he was destined to fulfill, and a lot of prophecies about his parents and what they needed to walk through, and they found out that they needed to fulfill Rendell, which is the bad guy, the villain of our story, needed to fulfill certain requirements.
Is kind of like the hype, I guess.
Yeah. So we talked a lot about things such as abandonment. We talked about vanity, Remember being vain and why? What did we talk about vanity?
I know vanity. When Hamelin failed to cross the footbridge, there was a girl on the other side who was waiting for him.
Yep.
She was like the princess that got captured by Rendell's brother Landon.
But what talk about the vanity. What did we talk about when
She
it came to
thought she was so pretty. And so when she went into the cave after she found the mountain lion who talked to her and told her that she needed to stay there until the eagle and the boy got there. So she looked. There's these waters of death and life, and you could enter them the wrong way or the right way. And she looked into the water at daylight, and she got like deceived because she saw her reflection, which wasn't really her. It was just like not her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we talked about how vanity can blind you, how you can see what you want to see, and you become so self-consumed that it leads you into danger.
Yes, like she went through the waters the wrong way and ended up with Tumultor.
Yes. All right, and then it ends in a huge cliffhanger with him and his two friends going into a cave. What's gonna happen?
Staying at the end of the cave, and then these weird animals came out because they like had like a spell cast on them, and these animals came up and like broke the spell.
Yeah. Second book. What is this book about?
Second book, he finds two friends. One who's looking for her lost princess sister, Carissa, and another one, his name's Lars, and he is looking for the jewel of Periluna. So, the girl's name's Irena. She's looking for the lost princess, Carissa, which is why this book is called that.
Okay.
And so they go to the hospitable woman's house. Cher's name is Sumi, but she likes to be called Susu or Me.
Okay.
So they go there for provisions and sleep. And then she gives Hamelin a sword, and he already had powerful gloves, so he's fine. He gave Lars, she gave Lars shoes to make him fast, and he gives good balance. And they gave Irena a scarf so she can see far away and clearly.
And deeply.
Okay.
So they're on the path. They go to a place called Osmason. They figure out that Carissa, the lost princess, is going to get married to Tumultor.
Rendell's other brother that is also the bad guy.
Okay.
So they steal her back, plus the jewel Periluna, but she gets stabbed with a spear in her side.
Yep.
And then we stop.
And that's as far as we've got. We got a couple chapters left, like 30 pages left of this book.
Then they went back to Susu's house, and then
Yes.
No, first Hamelin took her back to the.
So as you can see, these books are very filled with adventure. They're filled with mystery. What else? They're fantasy.
Adventure.
Yep.
Mystery.
Yep.
Humor. Not really.
A little bit of humor, but not much humor. They're pretty serious. They're pretty intense. So what'd you guys think?
I love them.
Why?
I can't wait for book 3.
You get sucked in. You can't put them down. You can't wait for book 3. What else?
I like how I wonder how soon.
So they were a nice break from the pretty dense and meaty books that we usually read. So what I thought of them, I liked them, but I did not love them. I look for books that are very rich and obvious in biblical principles. And although these were clean and appropriate, I was not like eager for my kids to dive into them. I almost felt like I kind of needed to keep an eye on what was coming up just to make sure there was nothing bad, which there wasn't. There was mentioning of spells and things like that, which I don't like. I try to stay away from books that include witchcraft and spells and things like that, even if they are trying to exemplify good and evil. I just don't like that those things are included in them. So, with that, would I recommend these books? I would say if you have a child that's drawn to fantasy type books and you're looking for one that is cleaner and not going to have cuss words and things like that, then these would be a pretty good pick. Would I purchase the next few books? I don't know. I don't know if I would. I wouldn't give these books a 5-star, because in my book, a 5-star book review includes strong biblical principles, includes morals, includes character building, includes good versus evil in an obvious way.
Would you 4-star?
I would probably give these a 3-star. I know you guys would have a different viewpoint, but it's because I'm very cautious about what literature I allow my kids to read. And although these weren't terrible books, they were good, they were captivating. I mean, you can obviously tell my kids loved reading them.
Yes.
So that's my honest review. Some fun things we did, because we never just read books, we study them, is when the characters started getting very intense and a lot of characters and they have weird names and stuff. We did character profiles and we drew pictures of each character and how the book described them. So then we would write different things about each character and create a profile for them in our notebooks so that we could kind of keep track of what was going on. And we got to make some cool predictions in this book about certain characters that we saw come true in this book, which was really fun. Do you want to share that one?
Yes, like I thought that Rendell, Tumultor, and Landon were all brothers, and their dad was Chimera, and I was right.
And she was right. So that was kind of fun. So what we did is we actually downloaded the Audible recordings of these 2 books, and we sat down with the book open and we read while we listened. So we read along so that the kids could pick up on the words and the different language that they weren't familiar with while we listened to it. And then I actually had to go purchase a book holder so that they could sit and eat and read and listen, because they did not want to put these books down. So they were a blast. They were fun. They were 3 out of 5 stars in my book. And yeah, anything else you guys want to touch on or share?
I give it a 5-star.
You give it a 5-star?
I give it 6.
You give it 6. So they really liked them. So yeah, I think that's it. In the links below, I will link the 12 Gates Publishing. I will link the Hamelin Stoop series. I will link where you can go read other reviews on these exact same books by my crewmates who use them in their homes with their children. So you can read up on what they thought, what their children thought, how they use them. Lots and lots and lots of useful information for you in the links below. Don't forget to visit deputytribe.com and subscribe to our monthly newsletter. Subscribe to us on YouTube, please, and send this video to your friends and family. Post it on your Facebook pages. And yeah, we love hearing from you guys, so shoot us an email, post in the comments below any questions you have. And until next review, we will see you later.
Please subscribe. Bye. Please subscribe.